Imagine leaving your home to go to a strange place with the aim of making that place your new home. Imagine going to a faraway place where the rules are different, but you adapt as best as you can to replicate your previous home. Imagine living somewhere for years and still feel like an invader each time you open up to contribute amongst your own. I've watched people go back to my place of birth and say the meanest things about the place that they're apparently from. Only there for a week or two, if that, and have the nerve to say that people don't make them feel at home. Now let me put this into context before I go on. This conversation has been the topic of discussion for some time now, but it has only been a one-sided one. You might have heard it floating around and have even been involved in voicing your own opinions, making it known to everyone exactly where you're from. Well, let me ask you something. Would you ever consider going back there to spend some time appreciating your roots and understand where they spring from? Planting seeds of prosperity and watering those potentials? Sowing into investments and helping them come to fruition, ensuring tangible financial stability for future generations to build on. Building our society with our generated collateral, us supporting us, to increase the respective values of our respective nations. But no. Instead, we end up beefing in a foreign land where the stakes are so high, we can end up losing more than the food that's already in our hands. Not to mention time wasted being locked away like animals. Now you're out, you find yourself with a one-way ticket destined for a permanent vacation. Destined for a place that was never a part of your future plan. A place you had no interest in investing in, but a place your ancestors fought so hard for, so you can enjoy the freedoms of visiting. You've been triggered yet again when they remind you that here is not where you belong. Now my emotions are spiraling out of control when I start to remember the violation of how they violated our gardens and violated our Edens. Yet after this external destruction, we still internally fight amongst ourselves, further dividing the unity which is our greatest weapon. Bickering amongst ourselves over things that aren't important, each with nothing to gain, but each insisting on being ridiculously stubborn. Imagine leaving your home to go to a place you were told is much better than the place you're from, knowing that the place you call home is dying from within, suffering a self-inflicted death by its own occupants. Consumed by self-hate, we project it through our actions, forcing it on everyone. We become so comfortable with hate in our mirror image, we readily give off this hate to anyone that resembles our reflection. So given a choice of leaving that all behind and possibly learning a new way of getting along, I jumped on the Iron Bird and I flew to England. Only to find that this self-hate is even more rampant in a foreign land with a larger population, tipping the scales towards cultural destruction. We've accepted defeat to a point where most of us aren't even fighting for change anymore. We decided we have 99 problems, so we're going to just leave this one at the door. Each generation will hoping that the next generation will come up with a workable solution. But we all have to remember, we all have our parts to play, so let us keep running until our race is in a better position. We say we love our own, but do we really? Is my question. For if we do, then breaking this toxic tradition of self-hate has to be priority number one. Because even us associate negativity with being a black woman or a black man. And then we wonder why when we mobilize, our voices may be loud, our actions deliberate, but we don't get the reaction change requires to be a permanently positive one. Yeah, I may get some fire for this, but that's okay, I'm prepared for that, thanks to where I'm from. Send all your fire my way, but ensure that it sparks a difficult and honest conversations. Homegrown Connections, RVJ.